ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة.
اللهم إنا نسألك إيمانا لا يرتد ونعيما لا ينفد وقرة عين لا تنقطع، ونسألك اللهم
فالخالق البارئ المصور هو الله. So Allah is the Khaliq, He is the Bari, He is the Musawwir alone.
الناس يتبعونه في الفقه في العبادات وفي المعاملات.
And they have their fiqh, their comprehension.
كيف انك انت في بنتك عيب لا تبينه، وكيف انت في ولدك عيب ولا تبينه.
I've been here since 10 o'clock this morning. It's now near 10, so 12 hours. And alhamdulillah, very, very beneficial. Took a lot of notes and we learned a lot today, basically.
Jazakallah khair. I found the 1 hour conference beneficial, beautiful, mashallah. Alhamdulillah, I find it very beneficial and mashallah, really good. It was very beneficial because I met lots of brothers that I never met before, different races from all over different parts of London.
It's like the one who was holding on to a burning coal.
قطعت الأسباب يا حسن التجاوز يا واسع المغفرة يا عظيم المن. اللهم
الآن نذهب إلى أو نبدأ بالنقطة الأخيرة، الدرس الأخير، وهي تربية الأولاد في بلاد الغرب. يعني الناس الآن أصبحت الإقامة في بلاد الغرب شبه ضرورة، وأصبح الأمر معتاد، وأصبح المسلمون أعداد بالملايين. بريطانيا فيها ملايين من المسلمين يسكنون، أمريكا فيها ملايين من المسلمين، فرنسا، ألمانيا، غيرها من الدول الأوروبية بأعداد هائلة من المسلمين أقاموا في بلاد الكفر واستوطنوا بلاد الكفر. يعني الإسلام استوطن بلاد الكفر، الإسلام استوطن وأصبحت وطنا للإسلام ملايين. يعني الآن إذا قلنا مثلا بريطانيا فيها 7 مليون أو 9 مليون من المسلمين، عواصم المسلمين ما فيها 7 ملايين، عواصمهم ما فيها 7 ملايين. عاصمة العاصمة ما فيها إلا 2 3 4 ونحو ذلك. ما هناك ملايين في بلاد المسلمين، يعني ملايين كثيرة، في 10 مليون 7 مليون 9 مليون في بلاد الإسلام، وطن الإسلام. فكيف بلاد الغرب إذا استوطنه المسلمون للعمل وللتجارة وللدعوة وللإقامة، المشردين من بلدانهم الذين هربوا من حكوماتهم ولجأوا إلى البلاد الغربية، هذا كله مقام في بلاد المسلمين في بلاد الكفار. فهل الآن إذا استوطنوا هذه البلاد يعني يكونون منعزلين عن الكفار وعن مناهجهم وعن دروسهم وعن مدارسهم وعن بيعهم وعن شابههم، مخالطين لهم. ومثلا نأتي إلى الولاية من الولايات الأمريكية أو غيرها، نقول كم عدد المسلمين فيها؟ قالوا مثلا 3 مليون. طيب 3 مليون كم عندهم من المساجد؟ عندهم 3 مساجد. يعني كم يصلي في كل مسجد يصلي فيها 2000 أو 1500. طيب هذه كلها هذه 2000 يعني 3000 اللي يصلون، والبقية أين ذهبوا؟ اندمجوا وانخرطوا في حياة الكفار. الآباء، هذا حال الآباء، فما حال الأبناء؟ حال الأولاد، ما حال الأولاد الذين يقيمون في بلاد الغرب ويكبرون، وبعد ذلك الأبناء يتزوجون نصرانيات والبنات يتزوجن نصارى ويعيشون معهم ويكونون مثلهم ويتركون دينهم. هذا الحاصل، هذا هو الواقع الآن. ما تستطيع أن تمنع ولا تستطيع مهما تتكلم وتحدث وتنصح وتذكر وتدعو، لا مجيب لك، لا مجيب لك. فهل المسلمون يقال لهم أقيموا في بلاد الغرب، يعني في رغد العيش والمدنية والنظافة والنظام، واتركوا دينكم؟ أو يقال بأنه يجب عليكم أن تعودوا إلى بلادكم وأن تأخذوا أولادكم ليبقوا على الإسلام ويشبوا على الإسلام، وإقامتك أنت والأم وأم أولادك كلكم مسؤول عن هؤلاء الأطفال وعن تركهم يعيشون في بلاد الكفر ويعتنقون أو لا يعتنق أولادهم الديانة النصرانية أو اليهودية أو غيرها، والولد الابن مثلا يتزوج من النصارى أو اليهود أو غيرهم، والبنت تتزوج من النصارى أو من اليهود أو من غيرهم. هل هذا متروك أو هذا إثم؟ وهذا تعريض لشبابكم وفلذات أكبادكم يا معشر من يقيم في بلاد الغرب. نقول هذه مسؤولية لا تبرؤون منها أمام الله جل وعلا، فعالجوها بما تستطيعون، إما بإرسال أولادكم إلى بلادكم أو بعودتكم إلى بلادكم أو ضمان إقامتهم على الإسلام، وأنهم لا يتغيرون، وأنهم يدرسون القرآن والسنة ويعلمون على الصلاة وعلى الأخلاق الإسلامية، ولا يتأثرون بلا بالغرب ولا بعاداتهم وتقاليدهم. إذا كنت تستطيع فالأمر إليك، وإذا كنت ترى أنك لا تستطيع فأنجو بنفسك وبأولادك، ولا يغرنك رغد العيش وطمأنينية الحياة. نعم، إنها مسألة كبيرة ومسألة عظيمة. تتابع أولادك يعني في كل يوم، في كل ليل، في كل صباح، في كل مساء، تتعامل أولادك وتبين لهم الحق وتبين لهم دين الإسلام. فإذا أعطوه عن الإسلام شيئا يخالف الإسلام تنقضه أنت وأمهم، تعلمونهم، تعطونهم دروسا خاصة أو في المراكز أو في المساجد الخاصة بكم، تعلمونهم وتدرسونهم وتقومونهم حتى لا يغتروا بما يوفر لهم. كذلك أيضا أن تكونوا لهم حماية إذا خرجوا من المدارس، لهم حماية يبقون في بيتكم وعند أمهم وأبيهم ولو كانوا كبارا. فنقول المسألة ضخمة وكبيرة ومسألة عظيمة يجب أن نعيها وأن ندرك أبعادها وما وراء ذلك. والله أعلم. أطلنا عليك يا شيخ. نعم.
So, the respected and noble Sheikh Hafidullah, he mentioned that the issue, we're going to go on now to the topic of we're going to then go on to the topic of raising and cultivating one's family and children in non-Muslim Western countries. And the Shaykh mentioned that residence in non-Muslim countries and in the West, it is as if it's become obligatory to many Muslims today, and that there are millions of Muslims, for example, who reside in other European countries, like not just here, for example, also in Germany and also in places like France as well, and also in America. There are millions of Muslims who reside in those lands. And to the extent that Shayk Saalih mentioned, it's to the extent where Islam has become like a significant segment of those particular nations and of those particular countries. It's also as if like they've established, Shaykh mentioned, like their own kind of countries as well within, Muslims have established like countries as well within these non-Muslim countries. And the Shaykh mentioned that in many of the countries as well, like in Europe, there are millions of Muslims, for example, in each of these different countries. Muslims are residing in these countries, maybe for employment reasons, or it's just in order to settle, or some have come as refugees, some have come as well as political exiles, and some are here for da'wah. All of them are residing in Darul Kufr, in the abodes of disbelief. To the extent as well that Shaykh said that in some cases it's found that some of the Muslims have become ambivalent with regards to the culture, the non-Muslim culture and the kufr and stuff which is around. It becomes like nothing with regards to them. And the Shaykh mentioned, for example, an example in America, I think, or in some country, in one particular country, where it was mentioned that there are 3 million Muslims that reside there. So when it was asked, okay, there's 3 million Muslims that reside there, but how many masajid are there? And it's mentioned there are 3 masajid in that particular state, for example. There are 3 masajid, just 3 masajid to accommodate 3 million Muslims. And then it was asked, okay, from these 3 masajid, how many people pray, for example, like on Jummah? And it was mentioned about, in each one, about in between 500 to 1,000 Muslims pray, for example, in each of those 3 masajid. So then Shayk Saalih mentions, well, so altogether then we've got about 3,000 Muslims who are praying out of 3 million, or whatever million. Where are the rest of them then? Shayk Saalih mentioned, this is up until the Shaykh mentioned, where are the rest? And what the Shaykh mentioned, the rest of them, they have become indulged and entrenched with the culture around them, and the society around them, and the negatives of the society around them, and the kufr around them. They've become entrenched in that, and have become totally, as they say, immersed within all of that. And the children, what about the children? Shaykh Saalih mentioned the children, they grow up, and the children as well, they're cultivated and educated in these non-Muslim countries. In some cases they might marry non-Muslims, be they Christians, Jews, or others, and in some cases they eventually leave their deen entirely. And also, the parents, they're unable to give advice, they're unable to remind their offspring, they're unable to give da'wah. So, Shaykh Saalih mentioned, Hafidhullah, that we say that all you Muslims who have done that you've done that all for the worldly life and for the dunya and for the adornment of the worldly life and for its charms and for its welfare and so forth, its welfare systems and so forth. You've done all of that merely at the expense of the deen and the expense of your children. So Shaykh Saalih, Hafidhullah, he mentioned that the parents are responsible. The parents, they have a big responsibility in this regard, and in particular, it becomes particularly worrying when it's found that children, they marry non-Muslims and they leave the religion entirely. And this is something which the youth and which the children there will be faced with. They'll be faced with this problem. So Shaykh Saalih mentioned that what we say is that it is upon you to that if you fall into that, you will be unable to free yourself in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from that. And for example, and then the Shaykh mentions as well that what we encourage is for people, Muslims, to go to the lands of Islam, wherein they can learn, wherein their children and their families can learn to study, memorize the Quran, they can study the Sunnah, they can benefit and learn and inculcate themselves with Islamic manners and etiquettes and so forth. And this is for those who are able to do that. For those who are unable, then they should save themselves as much as they're possible, not look to the dunya. And that they should, if they have to... is that the Shaykh mentioned that as for those who reside who are still remaining in a non-Muslim country, that they should clarify Islam to their children as much as they can. And if whatever their children learn, for example, in different schools and institutes and so forth, and different educational centers or schools, is that the parents, they have to take it upon themselves to find out what their children are learning and if there's anything which goes against Islam or anything contrary to Islam in their education, then the parents, it's upon them to criticize that with their children, that they sit down with their children, they discuss what was been learnt in school, for example, and they should clarify and explain to their children that this is actually against the correct aqidah, this is from Islam, this is not from Islam, this is in congruence with Islam, and so forth. The parents have to set time aside in order for them to do this. And also that parents should organize to the best of their ability, organize for their children special classes, whether they be in mosques or they be in other centers, learning centers and learning institutes and so forth, that have to have separate classes, special classes, in order where Islam can be taught and studied, so that the children do not grow up confused with regards to their religion, or confused with regards to anything which they may have learned from the non-Islamic and the non-Muslim educational system. So Shayk Saalih, you mentioned that the issue is something which is very important indeed, and it's something which is a major issue and a major topic, and it's something which all of us are to contemplate upon and to take into consideration to the best of our ability.
اللهم إنا نسألك إيمانا لا يرتد ونعيما لا ينفد وقرة عين لا تنقطع ونسألك اللهم
فالخالق البارئ المصور هو الله. So Allah is the Khaliq, He is the Bari, He is the Musawwir alone.
الناس يتبعونهم في الفقه في العبادات وفي المعاملات.
And they have their fiqh, their comprehension.
كيف انك انت في بنتك عيب لا تبينه، وكيف انت في ولدك عيب ولا تبينه؟
I've been here since 10 o'clock this morning. It's now near 10, so 12 hours. And alhamdulillah, very, very beneficial. Took a lot of notes and we learned a lot today, basically.
Jazakallah khair. I found the one conference beneficial, beautiful, mashallah. Alhamdulillah, I find it very beneficial and mashallah, it was really good. It was very beneficial because I met lots of brothers that I never met before, different races from all over, different parts of London.
It's like the one who was holding on to a burning coal.
قطعت الأسباب يا حسن التجاوز يا واسع المغفرة يا عظيم المن اللهم